Howdy, Aggieland, and good afternoon to all of our friends out there in the safe tech world. We're excited to come to you guys again for our third series of Tech Tuesday here at Safe Tech. Excited about this opportunity. We really have enjoyed our guests and the themes and the different opportunities we've had to tell you guys about people that are making safe tech all over the country. We're not lowering the bar one bit. We've got a great group for you today. If this is your first time to join us, please, we ask that you just go out and find Safe Tech on Instagram and Twitter. Find us on Facebook, but also make sure that you share this and hashtag Tech Tuesday. Make sure that you let people know that there is a group, 30 minutes every month. We're trying to bring you guys some of the great tech that's taking place around the world and around the country. And today, quite literally, the world, as we have one of our guests calling in from Australia. So if you don't know, my name is Caleb Holt. I'm the founder and CEO of Make Safe Tech. We're a membership-based 501c3 here in College Station, Texas. And we're really focused on helping those that are trying to bring technology to the market that enhances public safety, first response, and armed forces. We're also excited because we're starting to see that the virtual is also becoming hybrid with in-person events. We just happened to have a first Texas Fire Chiefs Association conference here earlier this month in College Station. So we're excited to see you guys again. And we hope that Tech Tuesday is a way for us to tell you a little bit about where we're going to be in the future, but also more importantly, what are some of the really cool tech that we've been able to work on. So we have really one intention. In 30 minutes, we want to tell you about our great founding members and sponsors that are helping us provide opportunities for companies. But also we want to introduce you to some of the members that we have that are actually putting all their blood, sweat, and tears into bringing technology that makes sure that our first responders go home safer, they have a more efficient way to do their job at work, and that we keep everybody safe. And so it's been a difficult last 15 months or so, or 13 months, I guess. It seems like forever, but we're here. We decided to go virtual, put these podcasts out, put these videos out so that you guys can see some of the great tech that's going on. So we're super excited about our guests today. We're going to just introduce them as we come to them. The first one is actually a really great company, Georgia Tech guys out of Atlanta. I met them probably, I'm going to guess 6 or 7 years ago. I'll go with that. 7 or 8, they probably were still in Georgia Tech. But guys who are really focused on one of the really important things, which is the biometrics of the first responder. These guys have really been getting after it lately. They've been doing a good job. They're one of our founding members here at Safe Tech. And I couldn't be prouder to introduce Zach Braun, the CEO and co-founder of Fire Hud, to tell us a little bit more about the updates of what they've been doing, and then also just to educate you on what it is that Fire Hud does and how could you potentially use this as your department. So Zach, thanks for being here. We appreciate all that you guys are doing. And just a little heads up, I'm headed to Atlanta this week, so we'll follow up after the podcast. So Zach, I'm going to turn it over to you, sir.
All right, awesome. Hey, everyone. I'm Zach, and Caleb, thanks so much for the intro and having us on your show. So I'll go into a little bit of background about FireHUD, and then kind of talk about our product and where we're headed. So we originally started, as Caleb said, out of Georgia Tech, and we were really focused on how to bring technology to first responders, especially in how to increase the situational awareness of the firefighters in the field. And while we were working on that, we actually built like a big heads-up display, which displayed all this information out in front of the firefighter. For probably obvious reasons, we found that was a little too distracting for the firefighter. So what we did is we learned that the data that we were collecting from the ear, which was all the biometric information, is still valuable to the fire chief, the training officer, the health and safety officer. And we still wanted to relay that. So we have switched to a wearable device, which has now been out in the field for about a year and a half. We have around 700 devices in the field used by various fire departments and the military as well. So I'll just share my screen here. Let's see. Well, if it'll let me share my screen. Uh, Maybe it won't, but I can just talk as well. Let me try it here for another second. Oh, I'll just talk. So we have a wearable device which streams real time heart rate and accelerometry from the arm. So it goes on the upper arm, kind of like right around here, and it beams it out over a long range and secure radio network around the 900 megahertz spectrum. And once it hits these gateway boxes, which we place on various fire apparatus, um, it beams it to the cloud. And once it's in the cloud, we can deliver real time and personalized information about each firefighter's biometrics. We can also send alerts based on when someone's exceeding high core body temperature or heart rate or exertion. And exertion is really a metric that we've created. It really learns about the person or the firefighter and creates an easy to read 0 to 100% scale on how each person's doing. As you all know, wearing all that PPE doesn't allow the sweat to create that evaporative process and cool down the firefighter. So one of the biggest use cases that we've seen is core body temperature and alerting on those heat stress events. So one fire academy in particular is using our devices to monitor 300 firefighter recruits all in real time at the same time, and they're getting text messages directly to their chief or health and safety officer's phone whenever someone's exceeding a core body temperature threshold of, let's say, 102. And since we've installed our system, they've seen a 96% reduction in heat stress injuries. So down from right around 40 in previous years to just a single one this year. So we're extremely proud about that, and we're really focused on how to continue that into our next generation products. Our next generation, I'm not sure how much more time I have here.
You're good. You got about 2 more minutes.
Perfect. Yeah, sorry about the screen. I'm just kind of rambling now. the Yeah, so our next generation product is taking that technology that's in the gateway, which creates this very penetrative radio that sits on the fire apparatus. We're taking all that gateway smarts and we're putting it into the device itself. So now instead of having to stay within range of a gateway, you're just going to have it on your arm, and it's just a single device that works anywhere and everywhere. It uses the Verizon cell communication as a redundancy, so that way it can work everywhere. It's also going to expand by adding firefighter location to the device. It's using GPS and then also some fancy Bluetooth meshing to get indoor location as well. So that's really where we're headed. Our version 2 is going to release at the end of the summer here. So we're super excited, and we're looking for fire departments or anyone that's really interested in piloting that device and allowing us to understand how it works in the field.
Zach, let me ask you one quick question real quick. And by the way, hats off at 96% reduction in heat. It's heat exhaustion or heat stress or something.
Yes, sir. Heat stress.
Heat stress. I mean, that's phenomenal. I mean, that's just great numbers. The question I have for you is, cardiac arrest is a huge issue for fire departments and firefighter line of duty deaths. Do you see an application for specifically firefighters to wear this home from the department? That 24 hours after an incident, it's comfortable enough that you could wear it all day long, and you would wear it, or is is that right?
That's correct. So, it's comfortable enough to wear it for 24 hours after the event. The battery life is 72 hours, so you can wear it for up to 3 days after, taking off the charger. And it'll really be great research. We're creating a research portal that's anonymizing and aggregating all this data for universities to be able to get actual population level data on how the firefighters are doing, in general across the U.S.
That's good stuff. Well, Zach, as I mentioned, I'm going to follow up with you. I am coming out there, so hopefully you'll be in town. I'll be out there Thursday and Friday. So just let me know if you're going to be around.
Yeah,
Good
if you have
stuff, man. I really think that biometrics is something that, back in my days at Teeks, we worked on something called the Wearable Advanced Sensor Platform with Zephyr, which I believe sold to Medtronic. And I think that kind of killed its application in the fire service as soon as Medtronic bought it. I know they use it in emergency rooms and things of that nature, but we've always been fascinated by it, and it's certainly something. I tell you what, though, you go around and you tell apartments you can have, or you have a sample case where you reduced heat stress by 96%. That's going to turn some heads, and people are going to get excited about it. So great job to you and your team, and look forward to seeing you soon. So one thing I wanted to tell people is when we stood up Safe Tech, we have a co-working space. We have a large prototyping lab here in Bryan College Station. We actually opened it with 11,000 square feet. We doubled it in COVID. We have two locations, collectively about 24, 25,000 square feet, where you can come in and prototype. You can also, if you come to College Station or Bryan to talk to Teeks or Army Futures Command and the Innovative Proving Ground, we have a place for you to office. And in addition to that, we have a national advisory council that's made up of 13 members from across the country. And the great news about this is it's one thing to have a co-working space. It's another thing to come to town. Like if you come to College Station, you say, hey, Caleb, we're going to come to College Station, and you're really interested in the fire service. I'm going to get 8 fire chiefs from our area to come and meet with you while you're in town. And these national advisory councils will do the exact same thing for you. So, it just geographically, we're lined up today representing Atlanta. We're super excited to have one of our National Advisory Council members on, also in his own right, leading a very innovative company that's doing some fantastic work. So we're excited to have Matt Sloan on, founder and CEO of Skyfire Consultant. Matt, tell us how things are going and kind of give us your update, please, sir. You're muted. There you go.
There we go. All right, cool. Yeah, well,
muted again. He's back.
Technology. Yeah, I run a technology company. I don't know if you could tell. Yeah, no, really thrilled to be here today. Thanks for having me on. And we've been faithfully viewing the first 2 Tech Tuesdays. So yeah, just to give you kind of a brief bit of background on Skyfire, we started the company about 7 years ago. The focus was truly to bring drone technology to first responders. So we've worked with about 400 police, fire, and emergency management agencies around the country to get them started on their drone programs. Up until about a year ago, we were selling primarily commercial off-the-shelf drone technology, but we realized along the way that really what firefighters and police officers really need just isn't out there. They're taking commercial off-the-shelf products and doing fine with them, but they're really missing some things. Chief among those is durability. We talk a lot about, and as Zach talked about, firefighters are out in stressful environments. Police officers certainly the same. Hot weather, high winds, wildfire, various things like that, and the drones that they're using are really just not built for those conditions. And so we about a year ago acquired a company called Viking UAS, who primarily builds aircraft for the military, and sort of took their technology and started working on some drones for the fire service and for law enforcement. So that's what we've been focused on for the last just over a year now. I will show you. This is the Tech Tuesday audience is getting a very early look at a drone that's about to hit the market. So you guys are seeing it here first. This is the drone that we're about to release. As you can see, it's red and black, so it'll fit in perfectly for the fire service. But for your law enforcement viewers, don't worry, we've got all black versions, which I know is popular as well. But one of the things about this aircraft is there's really nothing special about the components on the aircraft. In fact, it's a fairly simple build. What we did do though is we focused squarely on durability and field serviceability. So when you buy commercial off-the-shelf drone products and have a crash out in the field, not only can't you repair it in the field, but you're if you break something, it's probably going to be something pretty serious. So you're going to have to send it back to the shop. and then you're down for weeks at a time sometimes. And so we really were focused on, you know, there's nothing flashy about the technology in it. You know, we were sort of joking around it to like the razor blade companies. You know, every year they add one more blade to that razor and act like it's the greatest thing ever. This is going to fly a whole lot like all the other drones on the market, and in a lot of ways we've set it up so that you can bring your own sensor as well too. So it doesn't ship with a sensor, camera, or anything out of the box. We help you figure out exactly what it is you want to put on it. I'll tell you that as durability and you know, ruggedness was on our top of our list here, the way that we actually tested that was we flew it into the side of a mountain at 75 miles an hour on purpose. Then we picked it up and flew it away, and then we took it up to 60 feet of altitude and shut the motors down, and it bounced off the ground. And we picked it up and flew it away again with a you know, propeller change in the field. And that's really what we're after here, is making tools you know, that people can use in the field. So that's kind of our big thing, you know, as a company. And then of course on top of that, we all of our best in class training that we offer, making sure that firefighters not only have the technology and police officers, but that they also have the training to employ it properly, to do it safely within the confines of the national airspace system, and making sure that if you're going to stand up a drone program, that you do it well and you do it safely and you do it legally. So that's kind of where we are as a company right now. And I'm also looking forward to seeing you in Atlanta this week and showing you some of the latest and greatest. And I think probably the best selling point of our new aircraft here is that many of the parts are actually made right there in College Station, Texas, Caleb.
Absolutely. Well, Matt, I am going to brag on you a bit more. You went super humble on us. But, you know, I like to tell people fancy facts. You know, Skyfire is the first company that actually got a non-beyond line of sight COA back in April of, was that 19 or 20?
It was 19. Yeah.
Yeah, of 2019.
Yeah.
I mean, they've flown the Super Bowl. They've flown at the SEC championship games. They did the longest. I don't know if it's Guinness's World Book of Record, but maybe we need to refly it. But they did the longest non-line of sight flight in the Virgin Islands. They did that in the fall of 19. So these guys are really top notch when it comes to not only access and training people how to fly drones, but really working with the FAA to put new tech out in the field. And so we're really excited. I am personally excited about seeing that new drone come to the market, and look forward to being there Friday and learning more about it. Matt, before I let you drop off, I just want to confirm this for the audience. If we have members of Safe Tech and they want to come out to Atlanta, or they want to come out to your new place there in Huntsville, Alabama, if I call you up, are you willing to help these guys out and give them some introductions to the local people and show off their technology and help them out?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, I know we're talking about doing some events together in both of those cities, Atlanta and Huntsville, and I would love to introduce anybody to folks in either one of those places. I'm actually, as we speak, sitting on Redstone Arsenal, and Blackhawk's firing up across the ramp from me here, so it can definitely get folks in front of the right people.
Perfect. Well, guys, you heard it here. We're actually going to be hosting an event with Skyfire later this year. Absolutely planning on giving away some cash. That's one of my favorite things to do, is give away cash to companies that are trying to do things that are, you know, help make safe tech. So, Matt, thanks again for being here. Good luck. We'll see you a little bit later this week. So now we're going to jump over to the next section of our show, which is really talking about some of the winners that came out of the Safe Tech Pitch event. And so we did this in November of last year. We were really getting the itch here in College Station. It was killing us that we couldn't get a bunch of great companies together and give them a whole bunch of money. We didn't go too crazy. I think in total we gave away north of $25,000 last year, and so really excited about that. One of the companies, I've actually seen this tech at FDIC back when that was an April event several years ago. You know, FLAIM is certainly up there with some of the coolest stuff in the AR/VR, because you're actually getting immersed. I don't want to talk too much more about it. I do want to hear from the CTO of FLAIM, and we'll turn it all the way down to Australia with our friend at James Mullins.
Well, thank you very much for the introduction, Caleb, and the opportunity to present at Safe Tech Tuesday. It's actually Safe Tech very early Wednesday over here in Australia. but I'm looking forward to getting back and seeing all my friends over in the US again very, very soon. I might just start a share. Hopefully that's coming through for you all.
Perfect. Yes, sir.
Lovely. Well, look, I guess for those of you that don't know FLAIM, FLAIM develops virtual immersive training technology. So I guess my background, I'm about 27 years as a volunteer firefighter. I'm a third generation firefighter here in Australia. And I guess I grew up in a fire truck. And with today's OH&S standards, I can't take my little one in a fire truck anymore, which is really sad, I guess. But we're preparing the next generation of firefighters and giving existing firefighters more opportunities to train in realistic environments using immersive technology. When I say immersive, that encompasses virtual reality, but also the physicality of what we do as firefighters. Anything from giving you the kickback or jet or nozzle reaction from the fire hose. We can heat you up to a couple of 100 degrees depending on your proximity and location to the fire. We're capturing events like your respiration rates and really giving you the physicality. So, our technology enables us to put you in front of, at the moment, it's about 50 different training environments. And some people come out of them, dripped in sweat, working hard, but in a safe environment, free from carcinogens. And really, as I said, there's three main reasons why we do this. And that's one, to reduce the risk to life due to training impact. Unfortunately, we've seen way too many fire training related fatalities over the past decade. It's obviously economically viable. We can get the cost down to about $10 an hour versus a fairly expensive way of training traditionally. It's also more immersive in that, as a training officer in our local firehouse, we often go out into the community and get our firefighters to pretend that house is on fire. What are we going to do? Or get into this wildland area. What are we going to do? But probably the big thing we're seeing is the change in the environmental regulations around the world that are forcing us to rethink the way that we do live fire or hot fire burns. So, we do a few products at the moment. FLAIM Trainer is for training our firefighters and immersing our firefighters in unique challenges that they may or may not ever see in their career. We do a FLAIM Extinguisher. We're really passionate about getting fire extinguisher training into households. I'm on the edge of one of the largest urban developments in our state, and we go out as a fire brigade into our community, and it's around about 99% of houses don't have a fire extinguisher or fire blanket. So we go out, we show them how to use a fire extinguisher very, very safely, and giving them the option to see what happens if they put the wrong type of suppressant on the wrong fire. And then we look at getting extinguishers into their hands as well. We're actually working in the road accident rescue space as well, which is probably new for a lot of you. And we're pushing into other areas in emergency services training as well that perhaps has been a little bit undercatered for over the years. And I guess I was certainly shocked. We came out of a university here in Australia about 4 years ago. I was shocked to see, probably how little is being done in this immersive training space compared to my background in robotics and training in the military, I guess. So our technology, as I mentioned before, we can heat you up. We can give you the visuals and sounds of being inside a fire and see what happens. Look at neutral planes and structural collapse and flashovers and things that firefighters might not see very, very often. We give you the jet reaction force. We find this is used for everything from, as I said before, as a young fellow, I was in the fire truck at probably 3 or 4 years old. Public engagement and recruitment, getting people in, minority, non-traditional firefighters into the systems, and really understand that perhaps they can be a firefighter. We look at retention as well. We know in the US that it's only about 4% of fires, 4% of the jobs that a firefighter does are actual fire-related events, and even less in our aviation communities. So, giving people the experience to use the skills that they've learned and train effectively, and that leads to retention of workforce and volunteers particularly, and really giving the same replication of the hazards that we see when we go to a job, could be 2 a.m, safely without risk of exposure to carcinogens. So we're working with a number of partners around the world. US Air Force is one of our biggest users. We've just picked up a number of very, very large state-based fire agencies over here in Australia. We're working in oil and gas and mining, and aviation is a big one, as I said before, because of the limited opportunities to train cost effectively and at scale that our system allows. And we've just hit over 25 countries we're delivering our technology to now. We're just actually, this slide's a little bit out of date. We're over 50 scenarios now in all kinds of different domains. Really focusing on our fire science at the moment. So we're modeling the fire, water, smoke, foam application. We're starting to work a lot more on airflow and ventilation techniques and looking at how that affects neutral plane, and working with some of the best researchers around the world to take what they're learning on the fire ground and bring it into the virtual environment. So you can train 100 times on that compartment entry, and you know it's going to be the same every time, and you don't need to relight a burn. And then we're tying that feedback in and pushing that data back in real time for after action review at the end of the training. And we're starting to capture those events. And over time, we're going to build up this database of knowledge that's been traditionally fairly hard to get from the fire ground. And we're going to push that out into the research community as well. I will point out that we're working with WS Daly, our partners in the US, to distribute this. And if anyone would like to have a look at it, please reach out to Daly and they'll be more than happy to help. Our extinguisher system, as I mentioned before, is a very tactile experience. It's about putting on a headset, putting you in front of different, I think it's about 27 different types of fire events at the moment in different locations. You need to pull the pin, aim, squeeze and sweep at the base of the fire and you know, work around that base of the fire effectively. We can use fire blankets in here. You can get down under the smoke. If you put your head in the smoke, it'll pop up and tell you that it's a fail and you need to continue to work on your technique. As I mentioned before, we're working in the road accident rescue space, and this is about using rescue tools and working through the procedures and communicating. And really exciting thing about this is it's multi-user. We can have users in other countries or around the country communicating as if they were standing beside each other, walking up, communicating, talking to each other, working through a complex multi-vehicle accident event as in this one here. And it just means that, you know, in a COVID world, we can train collectively, even though that we may not be able to be physically present.
Yeah, James, one thing that, sorry, we'll probably have to cut it off right here.
Yeah, look, I'm done anyway.
Yeah, so one thing I did want to ask, because, you know, we're going to transition into Colby, who's our grants guru, especially with COVID happening. One of the things that you made me think about is, you know, you're probably going to see more type of funding come available for technology like FLAIM. And one of the things I want to, this is for Linda and Colby, is, you know, in addition to the grants that we do for the companies, you know, I want to be able to reach back out to you, James, and see, you know, if there's existing Homeland Security grants or AFG grants or available grants that people could apply to on the department side to access your technology. I want to make sure that we also capture that as well, so that we can push it out to our audience. I think we have about 800 members in our first responder end user group, and let them know, hey, if you saw FLAIM today, here's some existing grant opportunities that could actually help you buy that particular technology. I don't think I've thought that all the way through, but I would imagine there's going to be more money for things exactly like FLAIM after going through an event like COVID.
Really appreciate it, Caleb. Thank you very much for your support.
Yeah, absolutely. James, thanks so much. I look forward to, I want to get a FLAIM unit down here in College Station so we can start showing it to people and taking it on the road. So I'll hit up Kevin at WS Darley and make sure I get one of those bad boys down here. So thank you so much, James. And thank you for calling in from Australia. So we're going to move a little bit quick here to finish up the day. We're turning it over to Colby Humphrey, who I just noticed has been written in as the grants guru. Over to you, guru.
Thank you, sir. Well, today we're going to go through 4 opportunities that are currently available, and I will share my screen really quick. So first we have Halliburton Labs. They have a clean energy accelerator that is actually closing this week, April 23rd. So if you have any tech related to clean energy conservation, transmission, energy storage, anything like that, they'd love to hear from you. So I see it might have been extended a few weeks, but yeah, check that out this week and get it submitted. Next, we have the U.S. Army currently has an SBIR opportunity related to advanced manufacturing, artificial intelligence, machine learning, hypersonics, advanced materials, and network capabilities. So that's a long list. So if you head over to DSIP, you can kind of look through all of this possible solutions that they have and see if that is of interest to you. Those are going to be due May 14th. So that's coming up. Next, we have Afworks. This has not been released, but they have a high-speed vertical takeoff and landing challenge that is supposed to be coming out in May. And so this is actually a joint effort with U.S. Special Operations Command and the Air Force. They're looking for the next generation of this particular platform. So if this is of interest to you, head over to the Afworks Challenge site and check it out in May. And last, the next round of the SBIR and small business technology transfer opportunities are going to be coming out with the DoD. The pre-release should be coming out this week. It's going to open up May 19th and close in June. And so be sure to check that out. Follow us online, social media, join our listserv, and we can kind of get you all the information that we can get put in front of you. So back to you, Caleb.
Colby, you're doing a great job. Thank you to you and your team. All right, let's turn it over to the ringleader of it all, Miss Linda Raby, to talk to us and wrap us up.
Thank you, Caleb. So I want to just touch on a few events we have coming up. I want to point out that in April and May, Raj Sharma and Public Spend Forum actually have quite a bit going on. So go to our, I know you can see the link online. So please write that link down, go to our events website and take a look at what Raj and Public Spend Forum have going on that can help you with checking out how to do business with the government. Our next Tech Tuesday is going to be May 18th. A lot going on that third week in May. The International Association of Chiefs of Police have a technology conference for 2021 that's going to be online. And then we have for May 19th and 20th, Texas A&M's New Venture Competition will be taking place. If anyone's in Bryan College Station, they will be probably helping take a part in that, but part of it will be online. So sign up if you haven't. May 25th and 27th, the Community Risk Reduction Leadership Conference is being hosted by the International Association of Fire Chiefs. So that will be virtual as well, but looks like they have a great lineup. So take a look at that one. So things are beginning to open up. If you have events going on, please reach out to me, linda.ravy@makesafetech.org, and let me know what those are so we can get them on our calendar. I also want to remind you to go to the link and sign up as an end user. We have a description of that end user online, so I will not cover that today. That's it. Back to you, Caleb.
Awesome. So I just wanted to give a big shout out. I've texted him, one of our founding members, Gary Hess. If you remember last month, we were donating money to the Arctic blast families that have been affected by the Texas storm. And we just wanted to thank Defense Equipment Company and Gary Hess. They made a $500 matching donation to that initiative. We're very happy for the families that we were able to help out with that. Again, I just want to thank Zach and Matt Sloan and James Mullins for being here. Also, the Grant Guru, and I don't know if that name's gonna stick, but my good buddy Colby and Linda for everything they do to make this happen. We are going to be doing this. We're looking to start sponsoring the Tech Tuesday events. The next one will be in May. We'll have an opportunity. It's a $500 sponsorship, but we'll be able to throw your name up and make you recognized as an individual company that really supports those who make safe tech. So please reach out to linda.ravy@makesafetech.org if you're interested. The next one's coming up May 17th, which is going to be an interesting one because we're going to be all over the country. We'll have people in Sisters, Oregon, College Station, Texas, and Quantico, Virginia. But make sure you tune in to Safe Tech Media. Same bat time, same bat station. We'll be here on May 17th. So thank you all for everything that you do. please go out and share this. Hashtag Tech Tuesday. We're on YouTube at makesafetech.org. Thanks again, guys. Have a blessed day and gig 'em.